Good morning, YouTube. All right, it's Sunday morning. I said I was gonna do this thing, so I'm back. Got some cool stuff to talk to you about, but I don't know if you could tell, I just woke up, so it's coffee time. Oh yeah, that's that lifeblood right there. Well, it's the dead of winter in New England, so kind of know what I'm gonna wake up to over here. I'm just gonna see how bad it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, that's that stuff. There'll be some snow blowing to do, but before I get there, I want to walk you through what I like to do on a Sunday to set myself up for success. All right, as much as I need to get out there and clear that driveway so we can get our butt to the gym on Monday and every other day this week before we head out for travel, there are some other things that I have to do first. But I wanted to walk you through what a Sunday looks like for me. So last time I was telling you, I'm a pretty extreme person, right? And it's cool, it's helped me in the past do some pretty awesome things and do them up big and do them up right. But here's the thing, when you're an extremist by nature and you go all in, you can't sustain that stuff. And it doesn't matter how motivated you are, and believe me, I get pretty hyped. It only goes so far, you know? The thing is, when you really want results for the long term, you have to find a way to do things consistently. And life gets in the way, you know? If you're not balancing what you do, there's just no way to continue to do it for the long term and to do it well. And that's a lesson that I've learned over time. So I'm gonna share with you what my journey looks like and how I've been able to be consistent with my fitness for, the past 6 or 7 years, and how I see myself being consistent with it for the long term. It's not being motivated, because believe me, I am not always motivated. Like right now, not motivated at all. I mean, that's not true. I have energy, but I don't want to spend my energy getting my stuff ready and thinking about my week and how I'm going to organize stuff. Like, it's not exciting to me, but when I do it, I'm able to get all of my workouts in, deal with any stress that comes my way during the week, and be successful. I work for myself. I have no one telling me, well, I mean, sometimes Dan's like, hey, you need to do this thing, but ultimately, I don't have to answer anybody, right? So it's pretty easy for me to just waste time. Phones, these days, you probably can't see this, but I cannot tap on Instagram or Facebook or any social media for that matter before 10 a.m. There's a little screen time function on my phone. I think it's called downtime, where you just go into your settings and it makes it so that basically you can't sit there and mindlessly scroll in the morning. Which, believe me, I love Instagram and all that stuff, and obviously I'm here on YouTube and whatnot, but there's a time and a place for that. So as much as I love engaging in social media, I do set times where I'm doing that, and morning time is not when I like to do that, because that's when I have to get ready for the day. So I make sure that I'm not wasting any time during the day by being on my phone, right? There are other responsibilities I have other than meal prepping and fitness. I know, gains, right? And that's all that's important. But no, there are other things I need to do. And then sometimes I'm just not motivated. I know, crazy. I'm pretty motivated in general, but honestly, there are days where I don't feel like getting to the gym. Being on autopilot and setting ourselves up to be on autopilot, to me, that's the answer. That's the trick. Like, that's what I want to show you today. There are 4 things that I do every single weekend, usually on Sunday, but even if I can't do it on Sunday, Saturday, I get it done over the weekend. These 4 things. All right, so step 1, and this is my favorite step actually, taking a look. Well, 1, you need a training journal. If you don't have a training journal, get one. Record your weights as you train and have a whole log of your weights for the week and what you're doing. Now, what I do every weekend is I take a look at my spreadsheet over here, and it has everything that I did for the week, exercises, sets, reps, how much I lifted. Take a look at it, and now I plug in all of my working weights for the next week based on how I did the week prior. Looks like I have a deload here, so it shouldn't be that bad, but I'm gonna sit here and literally plug everything in. That way, as soon as I start on Monday, I know exactly what I need to do. Step 2, now I like to get all of my supplements and vitamins and things I take for the week portioned out. Things that I think are important to take: omega-3s from Testa, a DHA EPA supplement, multivitamin, creatine, and pre-workout, because I like it. I like Utopia from De Novo Nutrition. Now I take all these and I portion them out into a blender bottle, Go Stacks. I separate that all out for the week. Step 3, lay out my gym gear for the week. Here we go. I have all of my outfits laid out, and then I put them away in their own separate gym drawer. Silly, right? Not quite. I'll explain in a little bit. And now, finally, I do my meal planning. Now, sometimes I'm tracking and sometimes I'm not. Right now, I'm on a little bit of a mini cut. Been about 3.5 years. I guess it's time. But regardless, I still like to pre-plan my food. I find when I don't do this, while I can plug in my food during the day or eat mindfully and sensibly sized portions during the day, I don't necessarily, well, one, I don't go shopping for the right foods that are nutritionally dense, and I don't wind up reaching for them. I reach for convenience foods, and they're not always the most nutritious. So right away, I make a pact with myself on Sundays. All right, what am I gonna have throughout the week that's healthy, nutritious, and delicious? And I go through a list of things. Step one, I make sure I get my protein in. So I get I try to get a variety of sources. This week, I'm gonna go for Elevate protein powder, some homemade seitan, and some boba crumbles. All right, so I got my protein in the mix. Next step, grains and beans. This week, I'm going for quinoa and lentils. Fruit, bananas, strawberries, and apples. Vegetables, dark green leafies, broccoli and green beans. Fats, I usually, honestly, I kind of keep it the same. It's either avocado, peanut butter, or both. Now, this list does not stay the same, but the food sources do. Every single week, I will intentionally choose different vegetables, different protein sources, different grains, different beans. Now, what this allows for is for me to get a variety of vitamins and minerals from these staple foods. My plate has a variety of foods on it, like every week is different, right? And that's good. The other thing is I'm getting a variety of nutrition, and I'm still choosing foods that are going to be good for my health and good for my body. Could I hit my, my carbs, my fats, my protein, all that fun stuff? Like, could I eat to fuel myself in the gym and perform relatively well? Yeah, but I wanna be healthy on the inside, and I wanna eat foods that make me feel good, and in turn, it's gonna help elevate my performance that much more. So this is the way that I pre-plan on Sunday. Now, after I choose these foods, I batch cook them. I don't necessarily portion and weigh them out unless I have to. Like, in other words, if I'm on a very strict cut or diet or whatever, or if I have the time, I may pre-portion out these foods on the weekend. But if nothing else, I do make sure to batch cook them. That way, when it's morning time or I'm ready to work out or whatever, whether it's breakfast or my post-workout meal, all I have to do is go into the refrigerator, grab my beans, and grab whatever, and I already have a plan in mind. You want to be on autopilot during the week. That's the deal. There will be days that you're very motivated and you're like, well, why do I need all my stuff laid out for me? There will be days where you don't want to get to the gym, and there will be days when there's just too much to do and not enough time. But the bottom line is, you want to be training consistently. You want to be eating mindfully and in a healthful manner consistently. You want to make the right choices. And when you set yourself up over the weekend to make all of the right choices, and you spend all that time and that effort and that energy, and everything is laid out in front of you, while it might seem silly to have these things set up in such a way during the week, the point is that you will likely make those choices time and time again. So you take a little bit of extra time during the weekend, you do your Sunday morning rituals or whatever. Find these things that work for you. Find something that's centered around your training to pre-plan for, something that's centered around your meal planning, and something that's centered around you just getting yourself to the gym. Whatever that looks like to you. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here being like, oh, you have to set up your clothes a certain way. Doesn't matter. What that looks like for everyone is going to be different. Maybe for you, it's setting up your gym bag, or whatever it is. Just find some sort of a way to get to the gym and back to the gym without even thinking about it. The less that you have to do to get there, the more likely you are to go to the gym. The less likely you have to think about your meals. You get my point. So this is what keeps me getting to the gym and eating right and making all of the right choices to make sure that I could be an athlete consistently for the long term. And hopefully you find this helpful. I'd love to hear what you do during the week, or I guess I should say during the weekend, to prepare for the week. What kind of rituals and habits, maybe you don't even think about these things, but it could be helpful to think about them. Start to think about it. Really ask yourself what kind of things you're already doing or could be doing to put yourself on autopilot during the week. The more efficient you can become at what you want to be doing in life, whether it's fitness or whatever, the more likely you're going to be able to do it consistently over time for the long term. All right, hopefully you found this video useful. If you liked it, great, hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button. Leave any comments below. Ask yourself what kind of things you do to make sure that you can be on autopilot, and I'd love to hear from you.